Good morning, felting friends. Let's jump right in so I can tell you what I'm doing here. So I have sewn the rectangle for the shoes, and like in the previous video, I showed you the pattern making, the sewing of the rectangle. So here I am just folding down the edges, and I am going to ladder stitch that seam closed. If you cannot ladder stitch, you can go ahead and just sew across, which I did on some other ones. There's the pattern. And you can just fold the shoe so that you can hide the stitching, which I'll show you on one of the options. I did it that way. But here is how you ladder stitch. I have doubled over the thread. And I'm just going to thread the needle, and I'll show you how I do it. Hopefully it's the accurate and correct way, but this is how I do it. So I hope you all are doing well. I know these videos are a little slow coming this time around. I'm going to be speeding things up. I am working on 6 dolls at once. So in between videos, it's a lot of work. So that's why they are coming so slowly. So here you just pick across. So go take a little bite on one side and then a little bite on the other, and the thread just becomes pretty invisible if you keep your stitching small. So, and it doesn't really matter. I'm going to show you later how I've embroidered the shoes and embellished them to kind of hide little mistakes. So here you have your rectangle for your shoe. And I am going to show you on, this one is Sarah's leg, Sarah from Hocus Pocus. And I am just taking some white tulle, and I am going to make like the hint of a stocking. So I just go ahead and cut off a bit of the tulle and just roll it around, super easy. Decided to keep things really easy. Most of the leg's going to be covered with her dress. So just to give the appearance of like a fishnet stocking, just wrap it around and then just tack it on with some white thread. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Next video, I will have all the shoes done, all the legs attached to all the ladies, and we'll be moving right along here. So it's been really exciting to do this process with you guys and kind of think how I want to move forward. So it's going to be quicker moving forward. I'm going to be doing one doll at a time, so I think it'll flow a little bit easier for my brain and for communicating what I'm doing. Since I'm doing so many dolls at once, kind of jumping back and forth, hopefully it's not confusing you too much. We're working on 3 different sets of legs and 3 different types of shoes. So here I'm just tacking down the tulle. And in the previous videos, I've shown you how to make the feet, the little white clear bits on the shoe there are just to weight the shoe down. So you can see that all on previous videos. I've walked through step by step. So I hope everyone had a nice Halloween, and we're getting into the shorter days. We've had that time change, and so the days are definitely getting short. I think sun goes down about 5 o'clock now. So, you know, that's kind of nice for crafters in the evening. We have lots of time now to hunker down and sit inside, get cozy with a cup of tea, and do some stitching. So just take a couple invisible, as invisible as you can, little stitches there to secure that netting down. And I thought it came out pretty well. So I'll be getting into the clothing parts of these dolls. I know these were supposed to be done by Halloween, right? Oh my gosh. we'll be done next Halloween. Hopefully not that long. I started a new, attending a new crafting circle, and it's been really fun. So hopefully after the holidays, I'll be able to attend more regularly. It's fun to be able to get together and do our crafting actually in person, right? So here is the sole of the shoe, and I have that pattern in the previous video. And so I have my rectangle, so I'm just going to pin it to the back of the shoe. You know, I'm a little low there on camera. One of these days I keep trying to angle it closer to me. I must just pull it out of field when I'm working on it. But you put the sides, pin the sides down. And going around the circle of the shoe, it can be a little fiddly. So one of my crafting friends kind of showed me how to just pin it at the back first, and then go ahead and pin the sides, and then as you're stitching, it'll firm up and be less fiddly. So I said, help, I don't know what I'm doing. Sewing is not my forte, so... But I feel like I'm getting better at it. So practice makes, what has somebody said? Practice makes progress, not practice makes perfect. So I heard that once, and I guess that's a good thing to keep in mind. So there we have the front toe part of the shoe from the previous video. So you can go ahead and pin that on. Now, if you put the toe part underneath the rectangle, the toe part of the shoe will be on top, and when you turn it inside out. And that's what I wanted for this particular set of shoes. On another doll, I did it the opposite way, just to have things be a little bit different and kind of see how it would come out, because honestly, I didn't know. And I think I made the first one wrong and said, oh, well, now I have to go with it. So I think it was kind of interesting to make different sets. That way, you know, I think they got better as I went on. So that practice thing again, right? So here, just go ahead and we pinned on the rectangle. We pinned on the toe underneath. And you're going to pin them all. And then you're just going to either hand stitch or machine stitch around. I went with the hand stitching just because it was bulky and I'm not very good on my machine, and I think it would have just frustrated me. So I went ahead and hand stitched around twice so that it was nice and secure hand stitching. So I'm going to show you that now. So I always like to double up my thread so I can just grab the loop instead of a knot. So that's how I do it. So just go ahead and get started and pull through the loop at the end. And you've got double strands there. And then you're just doing a running stitch up and down. I think that's called the running stitch. Just up and down all the way around. And then, like I said, I go twice around so that I can catch any holes that maybe. My hand stitching is not perfect, but try to keep your stitching small. So I sped the video up here a little bit. And just go right around the circle there. And then when you've gone all the way around, you can tie off and turn your shoe inside out. I know these last couple videos have not been the most exciting, but they've been kind of fun to work on, the different styles of shoe, and they'll be so cute when they're finished. So you can see that toe part is on the outside. And if you were to leave it when you tacked it on with your pins above, then it would be on the inside. When you turned it inside out. So I guess it's kind of like the opposite, right? That's a good way to think about it. So here I am just getting things sorted out, getting it turned inside out and pressed down. And I think they came out pretty well. The shoes are always so cute, like little baby shoes. And it was fun to embellish them in different manners to suit the different legs and the different personalities of the dolls. So you can do yours however you would like. So here is, I think that's Mary, I think that's her name, Mary's leg and her stockings. And this will be her shoe. So we have Winifred, Mary, and Sarah, I believe are the names. So go ahead and put that in there. And then this one is Sarah's shoe. So see, I did fold it over. This was the first one I made, so you can really see the stitching. So I had to do a lot of embellishing on this one to kind of hide my messy stitching. But it ended up being really cute, so that's okay. And I was really excited. Someone on Instagram, I posted my shoe when I was working on it, this one here after it's embellished, and I posted a little picture, and John Cohen, who is the producer of Despicable Me, the Angry Birds movie, just a bunch of really fun movies. I think it was him. He had the blue check mark, right? I don't know. He liked my photo, so that was exciting. It was like, oh, you know, so he liked my photo, and I think it's always fun when another artist likes something that you've done. So that was kind of an exciting moment. Silly to be excited about it, but so anywho, who knows if it was even him, you know, I don't know. But so here I am just tacking the shoes down. You can see where I did the running stitch on the one side versus the ladder stitch, and I decided, oh, I don't like that. So then I had to fold the tops down. But see, when you make little mistakes like that, then you know, it becomes part of the design and a part of the decision making that, you know, okay, then now the design of this shoe is going to be a certain way. So it worked out. Just roll with it. So I'm tacking this down, and next on the next dolls, I am going to try the clay shoes. So if you really don't like making the shoes out of fabric, it was quite tedious. You can go ahead and just jump right into that clay and do some experimenting, and let me know how it turns out for you. So I decided on these. You can see the shoe. There's the one that John Cohen liked, with the little spider. It did come out pretty cute. And if you'd like to see my Instagram page, it is just look for Lightfoot Felts. And that's LEIGHTFOOTFELTS, Lightfoot Felts. So I still have to do all of the beading on 3 of those shoes. Oh my gosh, it's going to take forever. So that's okay. It's good evening time or crafting circle time to do the beading. So yeah, that's how those ones came out. And then this is Mary's was pretty quick. I'm done with all of her shoes. This was just some really fun yarn that someone gifted me. And I just wound it around the ankle there to secure the shoe on, and it was just so fun. So there were hers. There's the top of a head. And then these are Winifred's shoes. So I went ahead and just kind of secured the extra fabric that I had around. It was kind of a lot there, so I just kind of pinched it there and gathered it, and it made this cute little kind of fancy, almost like a dress shoe, or like a fancy. So I thought that was really fitting for her personality. She's kind of the fancy one. The lady in charge, right? I think she's the oldest sister. So those came out really good. So if you're liking these videos and you're trucking along with me on these crazy dolls, please do like and subscribe. They will be getting more exciting as we get into finishing these dolls up. They're really starting to come together. So yeah, just subscribe and follow along. That would be great. So here I'm just ladder stitching both sides of the little gathered flowery looking top to that shoe. And then I'm going to show you how I kind of embroidered or not embroidered, but embellished them to hide some stitching and fancy them up. And then my next video should be Sarah or Mary's face. I think we're going to jump into that. They need faces. And they definitely need hair. I think I might go on and do the hair before the arms because they're terrifying to look at with no hair. They just look crazy. I keep taking them with me to my knitting circle, and my friends are like, they are so scary without their hair. Well, they are crazy looking. So it's been fun. It's been a good time. And you can always show me what you're working on. I would love to see what you're working on. So there's a Facebook page and Instagram, and you can send me what you're doing. So here on the front of the shoe, I did some, I don't know what you call that, with ruched ribbon, or I don't know, puckered ribbon. I don't know what you call it. So you just go up and down on the ribbon, and then every, like, I don't know, centimeter, you take a little bite of your shoe with the needle. So here's the little bite, and when you pull it through, gathered ribbon, that's what I was looking for. So, and just go all the way around. So up and down on the ribbon, and then just a little bite, and it'll just pull it, and it came out so cute. I was really happy with it. So I'm going to add some fabric paint and kind of dirty the shoes up, and so, but I love how they all are different, and they kind of all have their own unique style. So here they all are. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks, guys. See you next time.